Hello everyone, I am Aaliyah Dhawan from IRA Smart Start and we are going to start a new chapter for grade 7 biology, which is nutrition in plants. So let's get started. What is life? I know I am alive and I am made up of truck full of cells, like how many bricks make a building. And when I say cells, trees, mushrooms, fishes or any other living organism are all made up of cells, be it few or many. But if we look around us, things like cars, buildings, pots are not living things, and so we can tell that they are not made up of cells. The stone-like hard structures on the ocean floor are living or non-living. This is in fact the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. It is a coral reef system that are actually living organisms. Now, since they are rooted to the ocean floor, most people think that they are plants or rocks, but they are actually made up of tiny animals called polyps. Why are the plants living, but the pots in which they grow are not? Anything that uses energy to perform life functions are living organisms. Life functions? Now, what does life functions mean? Let me list them out for you. The life functions. All organisms move, grow, reproduce, breathe, take in nutrition, excrete, and adapt to their environment. All of these are already introduced to us in lower classes, but adaptation to their environment is something new to us. So let's learn what that means. So, what does respond and adapt to their environment mean? Reading the definition doesn't make sense every time, so let's go through an example which would make it clear for you. You may have noticed that most people living in Africa may have a skin tone that is darker than people in Europe or Australia. You may have heard Indians complaining about sunburn, but you always see Europeans and Americans take their sunscreen wherever they go. Why do you think this happens? All humans have this pigment called melanin in our skin, and the function of this pigment is to protect us from the harmful rays of the sun. Thus, nature has taken the level of melanin higher than the people away from the equator. The melanin content is the primary reason for the skin tone difference in people. This is how human beings have adapted themselves to the environment in which they live in. Excretion. All the living organisms need to grow and reproduce. In order to do this, organisms need energy and they obtain this by food intake. And we all know that all food is not absorbed by our body and some is left out, and this is called excretion. For a single-celled organism, all its system functions like digestion and excretion take place in one cell. Obviously, because they have one cell and everything needs to happen in the same cell. As organisms grow more complex, like multicellular organisms, like humans, plants, and everything that we see around us, these organisms will have a group of cells which will perform the same function. Tissue and organ. A collection of cells make a tissue, and a collection of such tissues make an organ. Stomach is an organ, and it is a part of the digestive system and helps to digest food. Lungs is an organ. It is part of the respiratory system and helps us to breathe. Thank you for watching this video.